This is crucial. As crucial as oxygen. Well, that's a bit of an oversell. It's not as crucial as oxygen. It's the next one down from that. So don't get snarky at me. It's still very important. I've talked about it, and I'll talk about it again, because I don't think you're doing it. Because I'm not doing it. And that's why I'm going to remind myself of this as well, which is that if you are not writing down the things that are going on in your head, you know what's happening? Imagine your brain is a computer, and imagine that I knew anything about computers. So obviously everything that I'm about to say is going to sound extremely dumb, and there's going to be a bunch of IT nerds that are snickering, but they're probably going to be too introverted to even write a comment that's snarky. But just the basic idea of a computer, in my head anyway, is that it has memory. I'm sure it has that, right? Does it? The thing that you have to clear every now and then. But I get somebody else to do that, but because I'm successful. So you have your little memory jar for your computer, right? Memory jar. I've got a master's in computer science. But you've got memory on your computer, and what happens to your computer? You get all of this shit on it that starts dragging it down. Mostly porn. But after that, there's other things as well. But, gosh, am I right? And so the way so all of these like cookies and all that kind of stuff just comes onto it. All these things that you never use, that you've never even thought about using, all of those things just from the internet just get onto your computer, and then it starts to get slow. Well, that's what my computer sounds like when it starts up anyway. Don't know about yours. But the way that you clear that is by defragmenting it, I think. The thing is, what I'm saying is your brain is very much like a computer, which I think is why computers are a reflection of human beings. It's just one of those ghost in the shell kind of things that you should really think about. It's actually very deep. There's probably a lot of animes on it. But your head filled with things, swimming around all the time, and this is the scariest thing about it. It's fishing around. It's just going from your subconscious to your conscious one. You gotta do your nan's laundry because you're that nice of a person and you're from the 20s, and because nobody is that virtuous anymore. But something like that is fishing around in your head, and what you have to do is catch it, put it on a notepad, forget about it. Now, little proviso here. When you use several different notepads, what happens is that your brain freaks out because it thinks, oh, where did I put it? Did I put it in this one? And so that creates more stress. The way that you do it is you have a special book designed for all of that. And this, not even paid for it, and I wouldn't accept the money anyway. I'd be accepting it from Patreon, because this is ironically where I got it from. And this is why you should sign up to Jordan Shanks, because the community itself comes up with all these awesome ideas all the time, because they are people that are motivated by self-help, and they're always sharing these ideas in the comments anyway. So it's not just my infinite wisdom, although I am extremely wise. Much wiser than Buddha, right? I'm calling it. Bigger than Buddha and Jesus combined in one of those Megatron things like in Power Rangers. I am better than that. Look, but somebody, I can't remember who it was, but shout out, they reminded me of it because they just said, I got a My Goals plan, and then the results that they got from that were phenomenal. This is why you should do it. The story is as follows from the best of my memory, as it's been swimming around and I don't write it as much as I should. But she is in the top 1% of her field, and she owes it all to Jordan Shanks. That's why I should sign up. But the other thing that she also puts into it is one of these, a My Goals. A My Goals is incredible because this is the combination of notepad, your goals, your to-do list, all of it in this. They've got it all segmented out. Look. I'm just going to go to a blank page. So, I'm going to go into February, right? Here's what happens. You've got day, where you just write down the things that you should be doing that day. Then, for the things that are just swimming around in your head, put them there, or in your things to do, or in your notes. It also has things, which I'm always saying, that you should start and finish each day with thinking about things that you're grateful for. Start the day with things that you're grateful for generally. End the day with, I was grateful for these things that day, because it gives you that momentum of positivity throughout your day and life. So you write down what you're grateful for, you write down your habits, you write down your weekly goals, all of the things that are swimming around in your head, those things that you know that you need to do, because that's all your brain is doing. It's just a 5-year-old being like, I'm going to Coles, I'm hungry, I'm going to Coles. Woolies will not suffice, I don't like their branding as much. So, you write that down. Go to Coles. And then you forget about it, and then you don't go to Coles. But it doesn't even matter. Because even if you don't, do the funnest thing on earth, which is go to a supermarket and listen to extremely bland music made to offend the least amount of people possible. If you are writing all of that down in here, you have more space in your head, more space to be creative, more space to think about the big things. And this is what we're always trying to do with your head. We are trying to free it up as much as possible so it can focus on big. As soon as you start focusing on the small things, the little details in life, as like I actually been saying of Jordan Shanks, and that's why you should check it out. Another reason, bam, 2 plugs, 1 video. That's called marketing. So yeah, you write that down. But the thing is that all of those little things that are in your head, first off, it makes you focus on them. The second thing is you don't actually do them. You just sit there and go, oh, fucking hell, I need to do this. And so what happens is it all starts building up in your head, and it creates, you will notice this, everybody has it in different parts of their head. Mine always comes from here. This just, when I meditate on it, it really feels like that it's very red here all the time in my temples. Other people always describe at the front of their head here, it kind of just feels very black or foggy or thick, or sometimes people in the back of their head, they get it, but there is a feeling that comes with that sort of overwhelm of the day-to-day of modernity. That goes away when you write those things down. When you write all those things down, you just capture them like little Pokemon. You put them in your little planner. Yes, that's right. I know that most of the people that listen to this are millennials. Yeah, do you remember that? What's another reference? Sailor Moon, go girls. You write all of that in here. You're done. You have more space here for the things that actually matter for life, the things that are going to move you ahead. The really, really effective people have one of these wherever they go, and I think that most people have a job watching this where they can just have this around in their car. You also want to make it somewhere that is visible. So when you go to your desk at work, you should have it there. So you, like, as soon as your brain looks at it, go, oh, okay. And then it looks into it and thinks, okay, so I've got these things to do, I've got these things to do. But the main thing that I want to be talking about, because we talk about planning to death, and we talk about the fact that if you write your things down that you do that day, you're 10 times more likely to do them. But it is also very, very important to get those things that build up and create lag in your brain, out somewhere else so that you can focus on the things that are going to move you ahead, that are the big momentous goals, those ones. All right, you enjoyed that? Good. I'm very glad, and I'm just assuming in advance that you did. Thank you very much. Make sure that you go to Jordan Shanks' Patreon if you want 2 extra videos a week. All of the people that are there, every last one of them. No, but you know, obviously I just get messages all the time of people just being like, God, my life has been improved by this. This is the best tool I have ever bought in my life, because it is just a reminder all the time of all of these things that you should be aiming towards. And also, don't stress if you can't do all of them, it doesn't matter. But these are all little habits that if you start implementing them, my God, you are so much more effective than the average person. It is phenomenal, not to brag, how much I get done in a day these days. It is not because I'm smart. It is because I read a bunch of smart people, a bunch of scientists, a bunch of self-help gurus, a bunch of philosophers that all tell you this is the way that you get things done in life. Getting things done equals success. People that don't get things done lag. They are useless. Refuse, chaff. The wheat are the ones that are able to do things more effectively, and they're able to do more complicated tasks. You can do that if you have the right tools, and you find them at Jordan Shanks.